Okay, so here you are finding yourself on the hunt for your next NP job. And maybe you're a new grad hitting the no experience roadblock, or maybe you're a seasoned NP and you can't find your next career move because your region is full of people looking for a job as well. So you've been scrolling the boards, nothing new's popped up in weeks, the frustration level is rising, possibly panic. But don't you worry, I got this one. In this video, I'm going to discuss with you the top sources for job listings and focus on the ones that you may not have considered. I'm also going to show you how to create a professional headshot to load to your socials. If you haven't met yet, my name is Bree. I'm an RN, NP mentor, interview strategist, and educator. Welcome and thanks so much for joining, friends. So all of the sites I'm going to suggest to you will be linked in the video description below. Okay, let's get started, and we are going to go from worst to first. And first up are the job boards. I'm not a fan of these. These are the bottom of the barrel when it comes to job options, and yet it's where most everybody goes to start their search. And that's okay. You could luck out. The problem occurs if you don't experience this said divine intervention, or if this is where your search ends. You're missing 90% of the jobs out there if you end it just here. So honestly, these boards are where the last pick jobs are. The good ones that pop up here, they get filled really quickly. So you've likely seen the same position floating around several of the boards with the same red flags, like ridiculously low pay or a huge amount of time commitment, maybe a less desirable specialty or shift. These jobs are floating around there for months and no one's applying for a reason. So keep that in the back of your mind when you apply to it. The desirable NP jobs, they get filled on the back end. They already had a candidate in mind when they had a position pop open. They scalped them from another team, or a student that they had in clinicals they hired because that's a working interview, and that is your number one source of job options. This video is designed for people where that's maybe not an option anymore, but it's all word of mouth. I mean, I can't tell you how many teams have asked me if I know of anyone looking for a job, because healthcare is a small world and everybody wants a candidate that has a track record for clinical excellence and a good personality. People hire for personality, and a limited 1-hour interview, it is very hard to get to know someone's personality. So where better to find a candidate that's easy to work with than from somebody who already knows them? So most jobs are filled this way, and then if it isn't filled this way, then it goes to the company website, and lastly to the job boards. They don't really want to post there unless they have to. They have to pay. They are also notorious for receiving a lot of poorly matched applications, so it ends up being more work for them. It yields lower quality outcomes, and it costs more money. So why would they want to do that if they don't have to? They would rather fill from within or word of mouth. Having said all that, by all means, apply to these sites. Go to these sites, find a job that speaks to you, and submit your application. Sure. Add it into your arsenal of attack, but bear in mind, this is an arsenal. It's just one piece that you are going to do to find your next dream job. I don't want to discourage you from using them altogether. I certainly do use them. So of these, in my opinion, the best options are, in last place, your Indeed, Glassdoor, Monster. And I lump them all into one because honestly, they're the same. They have the same postings, and you all are already familiar with these sites. I'm not going to spend time talking too much about how to use these because you all probably already spent a lot of time there. I think a better option would be your Liquid Compass, Practice Link, Practice Match. They're fairly similar, and I like them because they are healthcare specific. They have a more professional sense of organization and just like overall feel. And also because I know that they are utilized by recruiters and hiring folks from hospitals and healthcare companies, that they don't even mess around with the catch-alls like Indeed. They go to these sites if they're going to pay because they know that this is where professionals in healthcare tend to be. And another aspect I like about these is that you can filter your search more appropriately to your education. Are you physician? Are you NPPA? To your specialty, even if you want to do just GI, you can filter it way it's more simple to use. It's easier to scroll through the list of these things and get it down to the things that most apply to you. Now, the downside is that it might be kind of sad when you apply all these filters and then not much pops up. But hey, time is money, and you're going to spend repeated efforts going back to these places. The next best online option is going to be to go directly to the source, if you will. Go to the hospital, the health system, the company websites, and look at the jobs that are posted there. They're likely going to be more available. They're going to have more details. They may have pay on here, which may not be on the job site or the job board sites, so you can get a little bit more information there. And then the other thing is, I feel like you're leaving out the middleman. So if you submit an application directly to the health system, there's less room for error. You're putting your application directly in front of the people who need to see it. So it's, I don't know, in my mind it feels quicker and less room to get lost into cyberspace. That's just my personal opinion. So that's one benefit to it. A third benefit to it is that you're already on the company website, so spend some time doing your PI work. Explore the company, find out who the key players are in the organization, the hiring team, the team that you want to work for. This is going to be crucial information a little bit later on. By the way, you may want to check out this video where I interviewed a hospital-based APP and physician healthcare recruiter who shared so many tidbits and tips, things I have never thought about, that recruiters experience on the back end that are either annoying to them or make you stand out. So do be sure to check out this video, which I'm going to link somewhere in the top above here. The salutatorian of the online options is going to be LinkedIn. I find this to be a resource that many people do not utilize. And I cannot tell you how many clients I've helped find jobs when they thought they were out of options via LinkedIn alone. You can use it either passively or actively to acquire jobs. I find LinkedIn to be such a powerful source that I want to spend some time talking about it. So passive strategy is basically just updating your account. And to do this well, you're going to need to load a professional headshot. And it is super simple, guys. You don't need to spend a ton of money or any money at all. You don't need to go to a professional photographer. Just find a great picture of yourself or take a new one. It doesn't matter what the background looks like. Just ensure you have good lighting, your hair, makeup, and clothes all look good. You could consider a white coat. I've seen people post pictures with their stethoscope on. I think that's fine. I personally find it just a little bit cheesy, but that's just my personal bias. So do what makes you feel good. Wear what makes you look and feel confident, and then choose a power stance. Stand with your arms folded, but with your hands in an open visual, like having your hands on top versus not, like closed down, like kind of open like this, like a genie. Or a Superman pose, possibly the leaned in look. These are all like poses that convey power and leadership and openness. It's sort of the antithesis of the picture of you from 1985 at a friend's wedding where you looked great and that's why you picked it, but it's not in a professional arena, right? There are people in the background, you've got your arm around someone that you cropped out just because you visually like the way that you look. I get it. I am a super vain person, but this isn't going to go over well with hiring people because my beauty standards and vanity matter not to them. They care far more about my demeanor and professionalism than they do how I look. So try to get a more updated, impressionable photo for your headshot. Now you have your raw picture and you're going to upload it to Canva. I am going to pause the headshot here, if you will, of the video and take you over to my computer screen and show you how I built one super fast on Canva. Okay, so here's my Canva site. If you don't have one, go online, register for one. You can do a free account, and you can do this on the free account. Type in headshot, see what templates come up for you. I just used a blank one, so here are several options for me. I uploaded my photo. You go to the Uploads tab, upload your photo, and then put it on the page. And so I have my picture here. You're going to edit the picture by going to Edit Image, Background Remover, and that takes out all the furniture or whatever in your room. And then you're going to click on the Shadows button, and this is where you get this glow effect, so the outline basically around you. I really like this effect. You see it a lot on creators' sites these days. I have some without it, but I just kind of prefer it. It's totally what you want to do. And then you could consider putting your signature there. which I like. I think it adds a cute little touch, but I don't use this particular headshot for everything. I probably wouldn't put this on my LinkedIn account. The one I use on LinkedIn is this one here. So it's just a white background. So I like that because it's an easy transition. If you don't know like what the background wallpaper is on whatever you're loading it to, it's super simple. It usually blends into the background. So, and that is it. You download this and save it to your computer. And then when you go to your LinkedIn account, you upload it. And that is it, my friends. Very, very easy. Now, when you're here on your LinkedIn page, you are going to start your passive approach by updating this headshot. So you loaded your headshot, add a frame to it, click this open to work. Look at that, boom, y'all. I know you've seen this out there if you've been on LinkedIn at all. But this makes it very, very easy for people when they land on your site to see that you are open to hiring and that you are a potential candidate for them. Yeah, I want to discard the changes. Okay. The other thing you're going to do passive wise is just clean up your homepage here. Put your title here. I have this extra stuff here because I have sort of a professional account because I have a company. You could just put your specialty there, critical care, whatever it is that you do. You could put a little quote. I've seen people put quotes in this small section here. I put hashtags there to help people find me a little more easily. And then you're going to want to make sure that you update your, essentially it's your resume. Now there is a way you can load your actual resume on your site. I have not personally done it though, but I know there is a way you can do it. Instead, I think it's really more helpful to just update your site so that all of the components of your resume are here. So this about section would equate to your professional objective from your resume. So just copy and paste it there. Update your experience, and you're going to have to go through one by one. It's going to take a minute. It's going to want you, it'll prompt you to update any procedures, technical skills that you have, whatnot. Take the time to do it. Yes, I know you already probably paid money and have a beautiful resume that took you forever to craft, but this is right in people's faces. So update this section. Put all of your background there to show the work experience that you've had, update your education, your certification, your skills, blah, blah, blah. That's essentially your resume right there in their face for them to see. And I think it makes it very easy for them when they're looking for a candidate and they've got a stack of 100 to flip through, they can pull this up and garner a lot about you from here. Now, another important part of the passive approach is to be active on this platform. So you can create your own posts, and mine usually have an image with it just because that's what I like to do, but you could certainly just put, like Twitter, just put up some thoughts or opinions. If you're not comfortable, do that. Repost stuff. You'll get on here, you'll start to follow people that are big in your specific career and repost things that speak to you. Like I have this Simon Sinek video. I thought it was very powerful. I just reposted it. You can either choose to just do the blanket video or comment or whatever it was, or you can add your own thoughts to it. But this is a way that somebody looking at your page can see kind of what your passions are and what it is that you, what you value. They get a really good sense of you through this. Are you a new or perhaps an experienced NP looking for your next NP job and you are sick and tired of submitting your resume off into the great beyond and having no clue where it's going? Or going to interviews, struggling your way through them, feeling super awkward and leaving feeling very deflated? Imagine yourself sitting in the driver's seat, finally negotiating your dream job contract with confidence. This kind of power in negotiation comes from possessing leverage, and you obtain this when you have the employer so sold on your skills and talents that no other nurse practitioner will do. I can help you gain this type of leverage by teaching you how to illustrate your value proposition via the formal interview. You just got to stand out from the crowd. And there's hope. Interviewing is not some special talent that only the chosen few possess. This is an easily learned skill set. It starts with identifying weaknesses, preparing responses and questions, and practicing. I help new and experienced NPs land their dream job by teaching them expert-level interview skills via a digital course and strategizing a unique approach via mock interviews. The investment of time, effort, and a little bit of money will reap dividends for years to come. It is a competitive market, no doubt, but saturation is not the right word. There is a place for you, my friend. If you have further interest in this, please go check out my website at brienp.com. And as always, thanks so much for supporting this channel and watching these videos. Now we're going to move on to the active strategy on LinkedIn, and this involves networking, and yes, it's awkward and time consuming to do this. I get it. But this is how doers get more done, to borrow a line from our Home Depot marketing team. But that says so much, right? How much effort are you going to put into this? And do you want the effort you put into it to yield more? You're going to have better luck by networking than you will by just blindly applying. So go after what you want, friends, and start it with some PI type of work. So on LinkedIn, you may do something like go to, let's say you're in North Carolina. This is a search I did recently. Search for the hospital that you're interested in. I just randomly chose Erlanger. This is what pops up when you put them in. All right, open their page. There are 5 mutual connections, people that I know that also follow this page. It doesn't necessarily mean that they work there, but they're following it. So this is a start, right? So start reaching out to these people. Find out if they work there. And then you could certainly look for the jobs that are posted here. Very surprising that there's only one job. Oh, wait, recently posted. Okay, so there's only one job posted. That's very surprising. But you can go through and look at the different jobs that are posted there. So you could directly look at them, and I believe you can apply from here as well. People, so you can do the about, you can figure out their mission statements and get to know them sort of as a system, similar to when you're doing your website search. But I think the most powerful thing is here. Go to the people. Almost 4,000 people are associated with this facility. Doesn't necessarily mean that they work there, but many of them will. And start doing your digging. Who is the person that works in recruiting here? Reach out to them. Who is the person that is maybe the lead APP or the medical director for the team you want to work for? Reach out to them. Once you identify these people, follow them and hit that request to connect button. Once they accept it, don't immediately spam them. Don't do that. Give it a day or two. All right, just pause for a little bit so they have a minute to percolate on it, and then send a message introducing yourself and sharing your elevator pitch. Ask if they're looking for new NPs. You would be amazed how when you go straight to the source, you get far better results, because people have a hard time telling people that they can't help them when they've been asked directly. I mean, they may have no qualms about just skipping over your resume that was submitted because they don't know you. But if you ask people directly, even online, like one-to-one, people have a hard time saying no. Now, the valedictorian, top of the class when it comes to online job acquisition is via groups. Find yourself some social media groups. Facebook is the one that I use. Search for these groups using terms like your state, county, specialty, certification, NP, nurse practitioner, NP, all of these terms that apply to you and what you do. And you'd be amazed, if you don't already know, by how many Facebook groups there are. Once you join them, use the group search function on the group page to search for things like jobs, job acquisition, resource for local jobs, or like say you want to work in infectious diseases. Type that in there and see what comes up. And then just start reading. Scroll back through the post, look at who's interacting with them, start commenting, and then reach out to the people who seem to be good fits for you. If it's an infectious diseases APP at a hospital, maybe reach out to them, ask for connections, ask if they know of anything coming up, and then submit a post on this group page asking for upcoming leads. I see these kind of posts all the time. Don't just say something generic like, I'm a new NP, can you help me find something? Well, what kind of NP are you? Your FNP, mental health? Like, you got to give me something to work with. Make it easy for me to help you, friend. So maybe instead say something like, hey members, my name's Bree. I'm a critical care NP. I find myself in the position of seeking a new job since my family just moved. I have 5 years experience working for a level 2 institution treating mixed ICU type of patients, medical, surgical, cardiac. I'm a self-starter with passion, and am known for possessing high clinical standards. So some of your strengths, just one or two of them. Does anyone know of anything available or upcoming positions that I would match with? And you'd be shocked at how many people will reach out to you or say, hey, I don't know of anything, but check in with this person or something. I have seen posts where people have linked their resume, and I think that's very powerful too. If you don't link anything, put some type of picture there to get attention, because posts with pictures get more interaction. Lastly, and most importantly, let's talk about networking in person. This is the stuff, y'all. This is not cold calling per se or how to network to clinics. I've already discussed all that in detail, and I'm going to link a video up here somewhere. It's entitled 5 Steps You Can Take to Find a Nurse Practitioner Job, so you can check it out. Instead, I want to talk about enlisting the cohort of NPs in your region to help you, even people you don't know. This is a strategy that I've used to help like my hardest nuts to crack. The clients that presented the most challenges because they like found themselves in a circumstance or a location and they just could not find anything. It's very, very powerful, y'all. It's rooted in the foundation of neighborhood. And what do I mean by that? It's a strange way to phrase it, but I think it makes the most sense in my mind. It's the best way to describe the feeling of human connection through a shared interest. We're neighbors, so we desire to help each other within our neighborhood, our little village, people who are like us, that are near us. At our core, we want to help people. And so if you can leverage this desire in another person in the right setting, it can be profoundly powerful. So here is how you implement this. You're going to find and join local chapters for your profession and specialty. Join the membership, pay the fee. There may be a fee associated with it. Follow their socials and start interacting on them. And most importantly of all, start going to the monthly meetings in person. It sucks. It does. I'm an introvert, which might surprise you. The older I get, the more introverted I am. It's super awkward to go into a room with people I don't know and then have to start talking to them and be cool. I can't do it. It's hard for me. So, but listen, this is part of the process. You got to put on your big kid pants, get out there and just do it. Shake hands, tell people who you are, and openly discuss what you want to do. And do not be afraid to ask the right person, like somebody who does what you want to do, to help you. Share your story with them. Give them your calling card. Ask them for help. People will not say no. Trust me. I've had more than one client land a job this way. I mean, you just never know the ripple effect of just introducing yourself and getting to know people within your little circle. I mean, they may not know something right now, but they may have friends that they used to work with that now work down the street that have already reached out and said, hey, do you know anyone, right? So this is how you leverage that. This will generate far more powerful results by doing this than just submitting something blindly online. I want to take just a moment to share a little bit of hopefully some inspiration for you. If you find yourself in this situation, I want you to know you're not alone. I meet people like this all the time. It's part of what I do for a living. It is a lot of people, friends. A lot of you are in this boat. Do not let it discourage you from your destiny. I personally have a very strong belief that when it is meant to be, it will be. The universe knows what you need and when you need it. Sometimes the timing just needs to be right. Perhaps watching this video is the universe's way of letting you know that you're on the right path. I sure hope so. Good luck. Keep at it. Keep your spirits up. The right thing is going to come along, I promise.